Hello, let me tell you something. This election is very important on November the 8th. The Republican Party is in chaos. They don't know what they're doing because of their very far right turn. They are turning off so many people. America is not what it was during the age of Reagan or whatever. The Republican Party need to expand. They refuse to do it because it's that 35% of their party that is keeping them from expanding. And they're gonna get a big blow on November the 8th. They're gonna find out that America is not gonna put up with this. On Tuesday, most of these polls have Hillary winning by 3 points. I believe she's going to win by at least 7 or 8 points. And I think she's going to win a lot of states. And it's going to wake up the Republican Party. Because the Hispanic vote is just going to be way up there. The Hispanic vote is going to win her states. And I think she's going to do well in Florida. I think she's going to do well in Colorado, Nevada, and maybe Arizona and Georgia. The Republican Party in the future is going to have to expand, people. It's just that simple. If they don't expand, they're going to become extinct. But like I said, it's that 35% keeping them from expanding the map. Right now, I predict in 8 years, states like Florida, Colorado, Arizona, it's going to be lean blue. It's going to be lean blue. And then you're going to have Georgia and Texas and North Carolina becoming battleground states. And the only states that the Republican Party is going to be able to stay afloat in is states that they're not doing well in because their people, far-right people in the Republican Party, refuse to let them become a center-right party. They want them to stay far-right, but they got a chance to remain competitive in presidential elections, but it's because of that 35% keeping them from becoming a party that can attract, center-right people. You get like in the Northwest, Northeast, in the Rust Belt states like Washington, Oregon, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Vermont, Connecticut, Maine, even New Jersey, the Republican. Those states are predominantly white, but those states are not gonna elect a party that is just that far to the right. It's not gonna happen. But the Republican Party have a chance to win those states, to make those states competitive, to make those states lean red, like the Democrats are going to make Florida and Texas and Arizona lean red in the next 12 to 14 years. The Republican Party can do the same in those areas in the Northwest, Northeast, and the Midwest states. But because of their base, it's not going to happen because those states, like I said, in the Rust Belt, in the Midwest, and the Northeast, are not going to vote for a party that's that far to the right. It's just not going to happen. Those people are not the white people down in the South or the white people in the mountain states. No, the people up north and the people out west in the Midwest is totally different Caucasians. They're not going to vote for far right policies. It's just not going to happen. But because of that 35% in the Republican Party that's keeping this party so far to the right, they're not going to expand anytime sooner. And the Democrats are just going to continue dominating presidential elections. And pretty soon, they're going to start dominating in the midterms because of the demographics. And it's going to happen pretty soon. It's going to be a big wake-up call for the Republican Party on Tuesday, or when they wake up Wednesday morning and find out that they was really hammered. Like I said, most of these polls you see got Hillary Clinton winning by 3 points. I think she's going to win by 6 or 7 points, maybe 8 points. And I think she's going to win well over 300 electoral votes. I'm predicting over 340. And if things goes well, could be close to 400. But the future looks bright for the Democratic Party. You know, by 2024, you know, like I said, Florida and Arizona and Colorado and North Carolina is just going to become lean blue states. It's going to go about, them states going to go the same way as California and Virginia went. See, the Democrats are smart. They're expanding their base. They're expanding the Republican Party because of that 35% of far-right supporters in their party is keeping them from expansion. It's keeping them from going out and reaching out to minority groups. It's keeping them from going out and reaching out to center-right people, center-right white people. You know, you have to look at the demographics of the country now. Back in the 80s, when the minority vote was only 10%, the Republican Party did well. You know, they did well good. Plus, they weren't far to the right. But you look at the past 20 years, the minority vote went from 17% in 96 to 19% in 2000 to 23% in 2004 to 26% in 2008 and to 28% in 2012. And I expect it to be around 29-30% on November 8th. In other words, in the past 20 years, the minority vote went from 17% to 29%. You know, and the Republican Party just cannot win presidential elections if they only getting 14-17% of the minority vote. And Democrats are beating them by 64 points, or between 62-64 points. No, they're going to have to go out and they're going to have to reach out to minority groups. But like I said, I keep saying on this video that it's that 35% that is really keeping that party down. You know, it's that 35%, you know, because this party cannot continue to have those far right policies. If the Republican Party was the party of Teddy Roosevelt or Dwight Eisenhower or even Nixon, believe it or not, that party will be doing well in states like Washington and Oregon and Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania and New Hampshire and Maine and Connecticut. Those states I just mentioned would be either toss-up states or they would be lean right. But like I said, those states are totally different from states like Tennessee and Alabama and Arkansas. Totally different, because the Caucasians down in those southern states are not going to vote for a Democrat regardless of what they do, you know, because they are so far to the right down there in the South. But like those people up north, I'm not going to vote for that nonsense. And the Republican Party would not be able to expand their base, period, unless they change their policies and move to the center of this country. You know, they will not be able to get minority voters. They will not be able to get the people that's going to help them win presidential elections. They're going to continue to shrink. It's going to just get smaller and smaller each presidential year. You know, you look at the last time the Republican Party have won 300 electoral votes. You have to go all the way back to 1988. And then they're not going to win 300 electoral votes on November 8th. No, it's not going to happen. So come 2020, it would be 32 years since the last time the Republican Party won 300 electoral votes or more. You know, 32 years. The Democrats went through period where from 64 to 92, 28 years, they couldn't win 300 electoral votes. But the Democratic Party changed their ways, and they also was helped by the growth of the minority vote. But in 92, the Democrats finally broke that, and they won those 300 electoral votes. But it's been since 1988 that the Republican Party haven't won 300 electoral votes. You know, and right now, as I see it, it's going to be many, many years. And that number is going to start to shrink. Right now, they're winning 206 electoral votes. By 2024, if they don't expand, they're going to be seeing themselves winning 140, 130 electoral votes, basically in the southern states and basically in the mountain west states. And that's practically it. Like I said, they have a chance to expand because the people that they are looking for, like I said, is blue collar whites up in the north, like in the northeast, northwest, and in the Midwest. But like I said, those people are not the same kind of blue collar people that are in the South. These people are not going to vote for far right policies. These people are not going to vote for people who are just plain racist. No, these people are much smarter up north than down south. In order for the Republican Party to stay or to become competitive in the presidential elections, they're gonna have to change their ways. But I keep saying it's that 35% of their party. It's just not gonna let that happen. It's just not gonna let that happen. If the Republican Party do try to expand, they're going to break off. You know, that's why the establishment is so afraid of that happening. They are so afraid if they adopt policies that attract more group of people, that 35% in their party is going to break off from them. And that's what they're afraid of. But if they don't change, they are a dying party. They would be obsolete in 8 years come time. You know, like I said, this party having won 300 electoral votes is going to be 28 years. You know, that's just crazy. You know, I don't know what they're going to do. They are in a bad situation, the Republican leaders. Just a bad situation because of those far right people like Breitbart, you know, are keeping that party from expanding. You know, the Republican leaders can go to them and try to explain to them we're never going to win presidential elections. You know, even in the midterms, we're going to start losing if we do not change our ways. But you think those people on the far right are going to listen to them? I don't think so. I don't think so. But they have to expand because this country needs a two-party system. It really does. You know, a two-party system. This country really does. And the Republican Party got that chance. If they move their policies to the center right or to the center, they can compete in Washington and Oregon and Minnesota, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, New Hampshire, Maine, Connecticut. They can compete in those states. You know, they can become a presidential party again. Only if that 35% let them. But that 35% of their base is just so far out there. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And I think the leaders in the Republican Party are beginning to realize that. You know, like I said, come November the 8th, they're going to have a big wake-up call. A very big wake-up call. They're going to see that Americans are not going to stand for this nonsense. You know, it's not going to put up with this nonsense, you know, that they are doing to this country. It's just not going to happen. Like I said, I think these polls are far off. You know, you look at 2012, Mitt Romney won 20%, won the white vote by 20 points and still lost by 4 points. And if you look at all these polls that's been coming out the past few weeks, I haven't seen one poll that showed the Republican Party winning past 20 points with the white vote. I haven't seen not one poll. I see polls that showing them winning between 8 and 15 points with the white vote. That's not going to win them a presidential election. And then you look at the results of those polls, and they only show Republican Party only trailing about 2 or 3 points, but they only winning the white vote by 12 to 15 points. That just don't make sense, because they're going to continue losing the minority vote by over 62 points. They're going to continue losing the minority vote by 62 points, but they're not going to win no presidential election unless they can start winning the white vote by over 20 points. As long as that minority vote keeps getting higher, and it's going to be probably 30%, 29-30% on November 8th. As long as that minority vote keeps getting higher, the higher percentage of white voters they have to win. Like I said, Mitt Romney won the white vote by 20 points, but still lost by 4 points. This is Melvin Stewart signing off. Thank you.